Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Vinky here today with holding myself accountable for what I have bought for January 2022. Yes. So I already put in my other video and look, I'll put my shame out there. I spent $380, give or take. I think it was more like 380.20, not doing exact numbers because I'm not a number type gal, but that's what I spent last year, almost $400. So my goal was to cut that in half, if not even less than that, or somewhere around there. So I was like, okay, so I was being more conscious of spending in January, and honestly I spent quite a lot in December. So I was kind of like, I was kind of burnt out anyway, which is a good thing. But there were certain things that I was like, okay, I want these. And there were certain things that tempted me along the way as well. So I'm not gonna lie, I've really been enjoying actually Sigma, their eyeshadow formula's gotten actually pretty good. Before it was kind of like, but it's gotten really good. And honestly, I will say that the color stories have been a lot of fun too. I really liked them. So they had stuff on sale. So I'm like, I'm going to pick up stuff that I didn't get and that I wanted. And so I think it was like 20% off. So I went on and I ended up picking up quite a few palettes. And I'm only going to show a couple. I'm not going to show them all because I'm eventually going to review these all. But like one of them was the Enchanted palette. This one, I'm working on right now and I'm probably going to review here soon. I really like this one. They're really kind of interesting shades. What I like about them is, well, what's interesting is that a lot of it's like, there's black undertones to it and then the colors on top of it. And I think it's to make it kind of pop. Not with all of them, but they're not necessarily black, but darker tones to it. It's really lovely, but it adds like, it's kind of, even with the yellow or green colors, it makes it a little bit more murky, which I kind of like actually. It's really unique. And then you have just regular shades. The only thing that I don't love about it is that there's a lot of colors that I will never use. And it's just, honestly, this one's like a navy blue and this one's a black. And I find with Sigma, they put a black or dark blue in every single palette. And it's a little bit frustrating because I don't use those colors much and I don't think most people do all the time. So I wish that they'd come up with something new with that. So there's about 4 shadows I would never use. This one's a little bit difficult for somebody in my skin tone, so I have to bring in a lighter palette. But still, it's really lovely. It's just, there's hits and misses with every palette. And then there was like the Rendezvous, which I ended up picking up. I'm going to be honest with you. This one's nothing special. I'd heard really good reviews about it. And honestly, I used it for, I think, a day. And I was like, no. It wasn't anything special. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just nothing special. And the colors look very different in the palette than what they do. I mean, these are the two that I swatched right there. I don't know. I'm going to give this to a friend. So that was kind of a waste. I don't really return anything. I don't want it to get damaged and thrown out, but I just didn't care. I realized that this just was not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be. In fact, I was kind of disappointed. Used it once and went, why did I do this? It looked basic when I bought it. I just heard some good things. And unfortunately, I let somebody kind of influence me off that. And I need to be careful with that. Should have gone, always go with your instinct. And my instinct was, no, didn't. So, what are you going to do? So that cost me $120.35, not just for those 2 palettes. There was 2 other palettes involved as well. And I think like a palette, like a blusher and then a highlighter, which I don't need. If I was going to do anything, I would have gotten rid of those 3 things, and I think it would have knocked it down to under $100. The other palettes I'm fine with, but I would have gotten rid of the blusher and highlighter and that palette, and I think it would have been like $95, something like that. So in the end, I wish I had done that, but the rest of the palettes I don't have any regrets with. So I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine with that. So then the next one I actually haven't received yet. And that is the Cyber palette. This is right towards the end of January. So this was Urban Decay, and this palette got tanked. Nobody liked it. I've heard it was really great on fair skin, even though it really wasn't impressive, even with that. Having fair skin, I like lighter palettes like that. So I've been interested in it, even if it was panned, because it may work for me. And it was $24. 24, I think, 50. And so I ended up picking it up because I had wanted it for a while. It went quickly. Boom. And I said, okay, I'll put an alert. If it comes back on Sephora, I will buy it. It did come back. So I'm waiting for it to ship. And yeah, I'll let you know, because I mean, probably I don't know when I would talk about it, because it's pretty much done. I'm just curious. You'll definitely hear about it next year, but maybe I'll talk about it this year if it's something that really disappointed me. Maybe at the end of the month, I may do products that I used and what was a hit and what was a fail type thing. So yeah, maybe we'll see how that goes. But so far, I don't regret it, because I was really excited by it, even though I've seen the swatches, and maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment. Maybe it'll work for me. I don't know. But I was definitely excited about that one. So no regrets on that one. The other things that I end up getting are Kiko Milano. I did get those for free. I used my 20% off Ulta, and then I used some points because I have so many points, and I'm just like, yeah, you can get a better deal if you save them up. Even though they've changed it a little bit, it's not as good as it used to be from what I understand, but I just don't even care. I have so many points and I didn't want to spend money. Got all these for free. So I don't need these. I'm trying to color all my lipsticks, but I love Kiko Milano. I don't need any of this, and that's a problem. I don't need any of this, but Kiko Milano rocks. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So it's kind of a waste. I don't really need it, but I love their lipsticks, especially. Their lipsticks are just, ugh. So I'll definitely be doing a video about that, for that collection coming up here soon once I receive them. So those were free. Bing, bing. So then, let's see here. The next thing, yeah. The last thing that I end up buying, I do this every year, and it's the matte collection. I love their packaging. This is definitely better than last year. It's the year of the tiger. Much better than last year. At least this packaging. But I don't even know why I collect these, because I never even use them. What I don't like is that this is so obviously plastic, but it's still better than the clear plastic they were using before. And this is what it looks like. I don't need this. I absolutely don't need this. I think it's gorgeous. I bought it. I have like 6 of these. Never use them. And then there's this. Now, I used to buy all the lipsticks because I'd get so excited. I don't do that anymore. I pick one that I like, and this was the more like velvet type. You can see here. What's weird about this one is that it is a lot sweeter than it used to be, and when you put it on your lips, it's really sweet. It's like sugary sweet, and it's very bizarre. I've never had that quite happen before. I feel like with their limited edition, the formula tends to be different, and I do find that they tend to spoil a little bit faster. So there you go. Yeah, I'll say it, but there's something different about them. And with this one, it's like sugar on your lips. I was like shocked at how sugary it was. But this is Pure Luck. And instead of getting the reds that I always do, I ended up getting this kind of like, it's kind of like a bright mauve pink, but bright. I don't know. It's a beautiful color. I love this color. And I'm like, okay, you're not getting them all. You don't need them all, but you can keep this lipstick. And I love the packaging. It's the packaging. That's how Matt gets me every darn time. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it. So those are the products that I basically bought. It's pretty short and sweet. And I'm quite excited by that. So what I'm going to try to do is use these this month. Well, this one I'm not. I'm keeping that. And then maybe I'll review them at the end of, or at the beginning of March, basically talking about what I bought in February and forcing myself to use them, because in the past I haven't. I won't use them. I'll just, if you look at my January video, I used maybe 30% of what I bought, and the rest of it's just sitting there unused. And so I want to force myself to start using stuff, and part of it is buying less. So I was quite happy with that though. You know, I was like, okay, I kept it under control. I was tempted a few times, but I didn't. I'm actually going to have a video talking about what almost tempted me this time around and if I caved or if I didn't. And some of it was really difficult. Part of it's kind of finding your triggers. And yeah, so I did a lot better this time. So the totals. So last year I spent, in January 2021, I spent, I think it was $380.72, somewhere around there. The math's going to be a little bit off. Yeah, almost $400. Almost $400. This year, in total, I ended up spending, there it is, $207.26. Okay, so last year I ended up spending around $380. There it is. So this year I wanted to cut that almost in half, and I did pretty darn well. I ended up, looking at the totals there, $206.91 is what I spent this time around. Okay, not bad. It was actually more than I expected. I thought I did better than I did. I was like, oh, I probably spent $150. And so then when I started calculating what I bought, I went, oh. So it was about $50 more than I expected, a little bit over. And I didn't realize that. It's kind of interesting that, you know, I didn't realize that until I added everything. But I'm like, okay, that's a difference of $173.09. Then I felt better about it because I almost saved $200 in this January. And I was like, this is a good way to start. And I'm actually quite proud of it. It'd be easy to get down on yourself, but I'm actually quite happy with that. That's almost a $200 savings. And this is stuff that I would use. It's stuff that I would use. I don't feel guilty about it. And it's not something that I'll look back until next year where I'm like, why did you buy that? That might happen. It's like, why did you do, especially Kiko Milano. It was free, but it doesn't make it right. But yet it is right because it's Kiko Milano. I love their stuff. I think it's totally underrated. I mean, and it's affordable. 20% off plus points. Basically was free. I love it. I love it. I think it is fantastic. Sue me. So there you go. Actually, don't. Actually, you can't because I didn't do anything wrong. But whatever. So it's America. We're Sue happy. So there you go. So yeah, so I'm actually quite happy with it. I am so happy with it. Like last year, if you watch that other video of what I bought in January 2021, it'll be a lot more organized this next coming month. I'll actually pull things out. But I was just buying random stuff that I didn't even necessarily need or want at all. And this time, this is stuff that I actually wanted. And that feels good. It's a good thing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress. We'll see what happens in February. I don't even know how much I spent. I'm actually going to go through that today and dig those things up. I may even change this to where I use them and then talk about them in the video, actually saying, did I use them or not, more so, and actually use them before I do that video, because I think that would be interesting because it kind of holds me accountable. We'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress this year. So let me know if you're doing a project like this, how it is going. You know, I'm not doing a no buy. I'm just doing a half buy. Like I'm trying to really cut it down a lot because I'm trying to declutter my life. Maybe you are too, maybe you're not. And that's okay too. But let me know down below. And until next time, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye. My camera totally dropped. You probably saw that happen. That is really weird. So I'm going to say it again. My camera dropped. Have a fabulous day, my friends. Until next time. Bye.